Alright, so in this video, what we're going to be doing is a tire rotation on my wife's 2012 Nissan Versa. In the owner's manual, it tells you to rotate the front tires to the back and the back tires to the front. Now, if you get other manuals to do maintenance with, like a Haynes manual, sometimes they'll tell you to crisscross the front to the back and bring the back straight up. What I like to do is follow what the manufacturer recommends. So what we're going to be doing is bringing the fronts to the backs and the backs to the front. Alright, so the items that you're going to need to complete this job is a jack. I use 4 jack stands because I jack up my entire vehicle, but you can get away with 2 or even 1 jack stand if you jack up the vehicle correctly. I'm going to be using an impact wrench to remove the lug nuts. You might need a breaker bar if you're not going to use an impact wrench. You need a torque wrench to put the lug nuts back on to the proper 83 foot-pounds of torque. And you're going to need either a 21 millimeter socket or a 13/16 socket, both which will work. So the first thing we need to do is we need to remove the hubcaps. This is done very easily. All you need to do is just walk up, grab the hubcaps, and yank them off. They're held on there with a spring tension. Now, if you weren't using an impact wrench, at this point you would want to loosen up your lug nuts a little bit. That way, once you jack up the vehicle, the wheels won't be spinning and you can loosen them up. But since I'm using an impact wrench, my next step is going to be actually lifting the vehicle up. For this point, some people like to jack up the vehicle on the pinch welds. I don't. I like to jack it up on the subframe underneath the vehicle. So I'm going to do 2 separate jacks for this process. And at this point, I'll just go grab my jack, place it underneath it, and move on to the back. So now that I got the vehicle jacked up on all 4 corners, now I can loosen up my lug nuts and rotate the tires. So you want to finger tighten these lug nuts down. And naturally, when you go to do anything outside, it's going to start raining. Every time. Especially when you live in Florida. Now you won't be able to get proper torque on the wheels until they're down on the ground. What I like to do is put the impact wrench on the lowest setting. Just give it a little tap. Alright, so now the vehicle's down. Like I said before, you need to torque the lug nuts to the proper torque, 83 foot-pounds. You also want to go in a crisscross pattern to ensure that the tire is tightened up correctly. After this, you want to check the pressure in each tire to ensure that they are at the proper levels for this vehicle. So for obvious reasons, I had to stop recording because of the weather so that my equipment didn't get damaged. But after I stopped recording, I checked the tire pressure and noticed that all 4 tires were down at 26 psi. And the car requires 33 psi, so I had to fill them up. Once I was done with that, I took the car for a test drive to make sure it was driving straight and there were no unusual noises. I hope this video helped you out. If it did, hit the like button. If you got any comments or questions, please leave them down below. And subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos with this car or other projects that I have going on. Thanks for watching.